Princess Anne has never been the only daughter of the future king. She's always had a special place in the royal family. But for a long time, her role was uncertain. Would she simply be a secondary figure in the shadow of her older brother, Prince George? Or would she carve out her own path? As she's grown, one thing has become clear. Charlotte isn't just a quiet royal figure in the background. She has presence. She has confidence. And she already knows how to handle the press better than most adults. There was that unforgettable moment at the Queen's funeral when, despite being one of the youngest members of the royal family, Charlotte stood tall, composed, and completely in control. Or that time she was caught on camera reminding Prince George of royal protocol, whispering to him about how he needed to bow at the right moment. And of course, who could forget the famous "you're not invited" moment when she shut down photographers like a seasoned pro? Charlotte isn't just a royal by birth, she acts like one. Princess Anne seems to have noticed this too. Reports suggest that Anne believes Charlotte is the perfect fit to carry the title forward, preparing her for an important role in the monarchy's future. It's not just about giving her a fancy name, it's about setting her up for the responsibilities that will come with being part of the next generation of royals. But one person who isn't on board with this plan? King Charles. As king, Charles has the ultimate say in royal titles. And traditionally, the title of Princess Royal doesn't just get passed down whenever the current holder feels like it. It's meant to be a lifelong title, only becoming available when the current Princess Royal passes away. So for Anne to simply decide she's done with it? That's breaking royal protocol in a major way. Charles has always been a firm believer in tradition. He spent years preparing for the throne, waiting longer than any heir in British history. Everything about his reign has been carefully planned, rooted in the idea that the monarchy must follow a clear set of rules. And now, his own sister is rewriting them. Behind the scenes, sources say Charles is furious, not just because of the title itself, but because of what it represents. If Anne can simply step aside and hand the Princess Royal title to Charlotte, what's stopping other royals from making their own changes? What's stopping William and Kate from deciding to alter their children's future roles? For Charles, this is about more than just one title. It's about keeping control over the monarchy's future. While Charles may be against it, William and Kate seem to have a different perspective. From the moment their children were born, William and Kate have been working to modernize the royal family. They've tried to give their kids as normal a childhood as possible, shielding them from unnecessary attention while still preparing them for royal life. For them, Charlotte receiving the Princess Royal title early could be a good thing. It gives her a clear role within the monarchy, setting expectations for her future. Rather than being left in the uncertain space of a spare royal, she'd have a defined position, one that reflects her growing importance. And honestly, they probably see it as a smart move. If there's anyone Charlotte reminds people of, it's Princess Anne herself. Strong-willed, confident, and determined. Anne didn't waste her time worrying about royal scandals or popularity contests. She simply got the job done. If Charlotte follows in her footsteps, she could become one of the most respected royals of her generation. But that all depends on whether Charles lets this happen. This isn't just a family disagreement. It's a battle over who gets to shape the monarchy's future. Right now, Charles holds all the power. If he decides that Anne can't pass down the title, there's not much she can do about it. He could choose to delay the decision, arguing that Charlotte should only receive the title when Anne is no longer around. Or he could refuse to grant it at all. And if that happens, it could create serious tension within the family. Anne has always been one of Charles's most loyal supporters, but if she feels that he's making the wrong choice, she won't be afraid to stand her ground. Meanwhile, William and Kate will have to navigate the situation carefully. They've worked hard to stay on good terms with Charles, but they also want the best for their children. If they believe Charlotte should take the title now, they might quietly push for it behind the scenes. But this debate isn't just about Charlotte, it's about the monarchy itself. For years, people have questioned whether the royal family can stay relevant in a rapidly changing world. Some believe that sticking to strict traditions is what keeps the monarchy stable, while others argue that adaptation is the only way it will survive. If Anne's move signals a shift toward a more flexible monarchy, it could open the door for even bigger changes down the line. Could this lead to Prince George's future role being reshaped? Or even a rethinking of titles for other royal family members? And then there's the public reaction. While some royal watchers support the idea of Charlotte stepping into this prestigious role early, others worry it sets a precedent that could weaken the monarchy's structure. If titles become more fluid, does that make them less meaningful? Or does it actually make the monarchy more relatable? The way people perceive this decision could influence how the royal family operates in the years to come. One thing is certain, this isn't just a small internal dispute, it's a moment that could very well redefine the monarchy's future. So what happens next? That's the big question. Will Charles bend to tradition? Or will he recognize that times are changing? Will Princess Charlotte become the next Princess Royal, or will this title remain frozen in place for years to come? Let us know what you think in the comments. Should Charlotte take the title now, or should Anne keep it for life?